Welcome to the Armani Talks YouTube channel. I'm your host, Armani Talks. In this channel, I'm helping you level up your communication skills every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. In this hyper-connected world that we are currently living in, now is the era to start sharpening our writing skills, to start sharpening our speaking skills, so we can persuade with power. Get the latest tips, tricks, and insights on how to become better with words by hitting that subscribe button along with that bell notification right on below. Let's address the elephant in the room known as the rapid heartbeat. The rapid heartbeat and this battery have a lot in common. This battery represents pressure in terms of voltage, and the rapid heartbeat represents pressure in terms of high stakes situations. What's considered high stakes situation may differ from one person to the next. One person views public speaking as high pressure. Someone else views going on a blind date as high pressure. And another person finds something as simple as conversations as high pressure. The commonality in regards to all of this is the high stakes event with subjective experience. During a high stakes event, it's extremely easy to turn friend into a foe. The rapid heartbeat, it is not supposed to be a foe. It is supposed to be a friend. We are not supposed to kill it. We are supposed to embrace it. Take it on a blind date. Build a relationship with it. This is the only way to start conquering the racing heartbeat and to make it your servant. In this episode, I want to share two stories with you, which is going to help you understand the power of the rapid heartbeat and why it was your friend all along. And in the end of the episode, I want to help you rewire your perception regarding this thing that you view as a bundle of anxiety and instead turn it into a bundle of energy. We're going to be covering a lot of cool topics in today's video, so if you're ready and excited, be sure to drop that like for me right on below. Roughly around 2016, my company from Chicago booked me a flight to Chicago from Tampa. I don't know if they're rich or something, but they had me staying in an extremely fancy, bougie hotel. It was filled with rich people. I saw one Ferrari after another, saw a few Lamborghinis sprinkled in. Wow, I was staying like a king for the weekend. After going from work back to the hotel multiple times, there was one particular day when I'm walking into the entrance of the hotel, and in the corner of my eye, I see this guy chilling. He's smoking a cigar. I'm looking at him, and he looks very similar to R. Kelly. No, this isn't R. Kelly. So I continue to walk towards the entrance. But I look back at this guy. He really does look like R. Kelly. And wait a minute, I'm in Chicago. Isn't R. Kelly from Chicago? I'm still looking at him, and I'm walking closer to the entrance. And eventually, this man, he puts his cigar down, and he asks me, "What's good, young homie?" Oh, damn, man, he noticed me. Okay, the jig is up. I might as well ask him, "Are you R. Kelly?" So I ask him, and he responds with a "Yes, I am." And that's when I start to tell him about the first time I moved to the US, how I heard his songs, and I was surprised that he was still relevant to this day. Now, quick little disclaimer, I wasn't too aware of all the trouble that he got into beforehand. I know he's always been associated with trouble, but just for the sake of the story, listen to the lesson that he's about to give me. That's when I started to ask him, after he gave me the picture, how have you been consistent for so long? I mean, from the 90s all the way to the 2000s. What do you do? How do you produce so many hits? R. Kelly puts his cigar down again, and he gives me an extremely unique response. He says, "I don't create songs. I talk about life in song format. Every single emotion is leveraged in my songs." That was the key insight that he gave me. that every single emotion was leveraged. This was roughly around 2016. Fast forward to 2018, and now I'm in Boston. As I'm in Boston, there's one of my friends who consistently throws different events in the Tampa Bay area who shoots me a text, and he says, Armani, I'm throwing an event this Friday. I know you're out of town, but you're coming in on Friday. Would you mind speaking at this event? I know it's super last minute, but just let me know. So I started asking him for some details. What kind of event is this, and how many people are going to be there? It's an event for a youngster who just conquered speech anxiety, and it's going to be his graduation. There's only going to be 7 people showing up. 7 people? That's it? 7 people is light work. You know what? I will speak at your event even though I'm flying in that day. I don't feel any pressure at all. So Friday comes around, I land back in Tampa, I eat a big meal, and then I go to the event to speak. I give my speech in front of 7 people, and I walk off stage thinking that I did an amazing job. After the event is done, I find my friend and I ask him, what did you think of the speech? Be honest. And he was extremely honest. He's like, Armani, are you feeling okay? Because the speech that you gave was very low in energy. It didn't sound like your usual self. Are you okay? Are you sick? No, I'm not sick. I'm actually feeling very calm, very relaxed. That's when I started to think. Since there was only 7 people in this event, I didn't take this event as seriously as I should have taken it. There was no rapid heartbeat before getting on stage. To my subjective experience, this was not viewed as a high stakes event. What happened? I was low in energy. And that's when I started to make the connection between R. Kelly's advice and the event that I had just spoken in. R. Kelly said that he leveraged every single emotion into his songs, from the good all the way to the negative. And that's what I needed to do as well for this speech. Me not having the rapid heartbeat was a curse, because with the battery, as you look at this battery, there's a plus sign and then there's a negative sign as well. If there's just a plus sign, there is no pressure. If there's just a negative sign, there is no pressure. But the difference between both of these sides dictates the potential energy. That's where the rapid heartbeat should be leveraged. It should be treated as a friend because it serves as our internal battery. If I had a little bit of the pressure, or if I could have simulated that pressure before speaking in front of this little event, then there would have been more color behind my tonality. There would have been a little bit more fire in my body language, and there would have been more a compelling desire to express the topic that I was expressing. But due to the lack of potential energy, the lack of pressure, the lack of battery, my speech was flat. And this is what happens for anyone that is dealing with any form of pressure before a high stakes event. You don't want to kill it. Why would you turn the rapid heartbeat into a foe? You want to embrace it because this is a good sign. This means that you're most likely going beyond your comfort zone. So rather than asking questions like, how can I get rid of the rapid heartbeat? It's smarter to ask questions like, how can I embrace the rapid heartbeat? Because for the latter question, different thought waves starts to enter the mind. How is it that someone can embrace the rapid heartbeat? A few different ways. One way is whenever the rapid heartbeat comes, mentally make a note of, I was expecting you, my friend. What took you so long? This small mental note turns the rapid heartbeat into a joke, and it turns it into a friend. Another thing to leverage is whenever you're going through the rapid heartbeat, adjust your breathing patterns with the beat. Breath controls the heart. One of the tips that I can give you is leveraging ninja breath. I made a video of the ninja breathing. I'll link it right here or in the description box right down below. But the basic summary is the best way to breathe is when it's silent. And to silence your breath, immediately you need to make it extremely long. Long breaths engage the diaphragm, and long breaths which engage the diaphragm disengage the nerves. This is when the rapid heartbeat works for you rather than against you. So one way is to treat it like a friend, another way is to silence the breath, and other times, simulate it on your own. When you're feeling too calm, force yourself into a high pressure situation, or simply just go to the gym. When you go to the gym and you forcefully raise your heartbeat, call one of your best friends. Force yourself to speak with this rapid heartbeat to prove to yourself that you can, to prove to yourself that this beat is a friend. You don't need all this coffee before an event. You don't need all this Red Bull before an event. Mother Nature has already given us the coffee and the Red Bull. It's the rapid heartbeat. During high pressure situations, this heartbeat needs to be leveraged because this heartbeat is identical to a battery. Without the battery, the circuit does not function. Without the rapid heartbeat, the high stakes event gets a lifeless version of you. Turn this beat into a friend, make it a servant, and eventually strong tonality, raw, polished body language, and a fire towards your speech will simply be a byproduct. If you want more practical insights like this into managing your speech anxiety and becoming better with words, be sure to check out The Speaking Wizard, which covers a wide range of topics in the public speaking world. A few of these topics include how to manage speech anxiety, how to create your speech, and how to deliver your speech with swag. Whether there's 7 people or 70 people, doesn't matter. Check out The Speaking Wizard in the description box right on below or the pinned comment, and thank you for joining the Armani Talks YouTube channel.